Austin is my heart, is my home. I was born and raised here. It definitely took me traveling outside of Austin to get all of the beautiful things that we have in this city and the reason it's such a special community. And then as a musician, you know, I feel like from the experiences that I've had in Austin, it's a wonderful artist community. Austin has very much raised me as an independent musician and a person. I've always loved to sing. You know, I think from a young age, I'd be singing around the house. You know, I would make things into a song like Tony, my brother, is gonna brush his teeth, you know, and I would make little songs out of it or something. And so I definitely always loved singing. I loved music. When I was a student at UT, I entered a contest called Texas Review. I was freaking out. I mean, I'd played at coffee shops for 40 people, you know, and here I was gonna be on a stage in front of 3,000. It's nighttime, they've got these huge lights, this gargantuan stage, 3,000 people in the South Mall. And people started, you know, like screaming and hollering and stuff, and I was just like, this is amazing, you know? And I think it was that moment that I really understood that I love performing. I like being on a stage. And so for me, you know, that was the moment where I really understood that this is my best self. And through the years, I've seen that.
If you ain't getting into me, then I gotta get over you. This, let's see how it goes, routine got me got crazier than a loon. And if you ain't getting into me, then I gotta get over you. This hangout, friendly, fun type thing is much more hell than I can take.
I feel like most people either fight the world or they fight themselves. And I definitely fight myself. So for me, the struggle is allowing myself to write and allowing myself to write crap. You know, I think that's part of it. Is it's a risk to create, because not everything you create is going to be good or great. So you listen to other artists and, you know, you think, oh my gosh, their guitar playing ability is so incredible, or oh, I wish I could write songs like that, or oh, their voice, the way they, you know, and then you put all of those things together to make like the perfect musician, and then you try to match that, and like you're always gonna fall short, you know? And so I think it's when I'm in a good place, I'm reminded that no one's gonna create what I create, and I'm not gonna create what you create, and so it's like therein lies the beauty of, you know, humanity. And the ways that we can take each other's stories and share them and make them new. Just like a song, when you write it, I might write it about a very particular experience in my life, but once I share it, it can become a completely different thing. That's something I think is just so beautiful about life and art and creativity, and the ability to express ourselves in something more than just, you know, through words or through a glance. It's that, you know, melodies can enter people's hearts in a way that words can't. It's thrilling to be in front of crowds, and at the same time it's so different depending on the audience. You know, each audience is so different, and I think that's one of the beautiful things that I love about it, is that I can play the same song over and over and over again, but it's new every time because of the audience. I mean, even if we're in the same place and it's like a relatively similar audience, it's just still new. The way that, you know, people bring their lives into a room and the way that they give you energy. There's some rooms, you know, you might feel like really intimate, and other rooms that might seem cold, but then, you know, you create a set list in a way that brings somebody along for a journey, and you watch and see the faces change throughout the show. There's all these things that keeps us from each other. You know, now that we have phones, it's like we're connected to everyone and like yet no one, you know? And so I think music and other forms of art are such a beautiful way to bring us together. And I hope my music can do that.